Okay, good morning again, everyone. This is the second part of the damaged photo assignment lecture. I had created the first video. We're working on this image here, showing you the combination of the three tools that you're going to be using to fix these images. I'm now going to go back over to the Canvas page and download one of the other images that I have included in the assignment for you to work on. So again, this assignment is to work on this image here, fix as much of it as you want to, using a combination of the three tools. And then the other images that I have included for you here on the Canvas assignment page, there's 7 different images here. Some of them are a little bit more damaged than others. So you can download a couple of them, see which ones you want to work on, but you need to work on 2 of these. In addition to that spotted image that I was working on in the previous video. Okay. So I think I'm going to download, I'll download this one here. Okay. And I think I may have to go back in and fix one of these links because you're probably going to download the same image twice, but I will fix that before I publish the videos. You'll see this afterwards, after I fix it. Okay, so I'm going to go over to Photoshop and I'm going to open up that image that I just downloaded. So woman 2. Okay, so on this one, you can see that she is, there's some scratches, not a lot of blemishes, but more scratches and tears on this image that you have to fix. The background is a little torn and bent. A little bit of piece here at the top is missing a little bit in her hair, but this is more just like scratches and tears that you have to fix. Her one eye is a little damaged. But that shouldn't be too hard to fix using a combination of the 3 tools that I'm going to demonstrate on this one. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a blank layer. I'm going to click the new layer icon here, the plus sign, the square and the plus sign. I'm going to, like I said, use a combination of the tools, the 3 tools, the spot healing brush, the healing brush, and the clone stamp. Each of them work a little bit differently, just depending on what you are trying to fix. One may work a little bit better than the other. So you kind of have to just, switch between the 3 tools and see which one is going to work the best for you. So I'm going to start with the spot healing brush first. So that's the one that looks like a little band-aid with the circle behind it. And it works with the brush sizes. So your bracket keys will increase and decrease the size of the brush. And so I'm going to start here on this spot right here. So I've created my new layer. I have selected my tool, and then I'm going to come up here to my options bar, and I'm going to make sure that sample all layers is selected. So right here, or the check mark in that box. And what that's going to allow me to do is it's going to sample pixels, good pixels from this background layer and place it on this blank layer. And that way it's not destroying the original background image. You're fixing it all on here. And if it doesn't look right, you can delete this layer, use your eraser tool, and erase parts of the image that you fixed that you don't like. Okay. Try not to move my microphone too much here. Okay. So I am now going to attempt to repair this part here of the image. I'm going to start with that spot healing brush. And I'm just going to click on the areas here that I need fixed. And for the most part, this is working pretty good. But if it starts giving you a little bit of trouble and it doesn't look like, see right here, it's not quite repairing it the way I wanted it to. It's not quite doing what I want. So then I can then switch over to the healing brush. And again, this works with the brush, size of the brush. I'm going to hold down my Option key with the healing brush and move over the areas that need to be fixed. Okay. And you can sample from any part of the image with this one. And Photoshop will then kind of calculate the pixels, determine if those pixels are okay, what I've picked up or sampled, to then put over top of the other ones. But up here, you can see it created a little issue with the texture. So I can switch over to my eraser tool and then erase that part that I don't like. Switch back over to my healing brush. Make the brush a little bit smaller, so bracket keys, and then target areas of that area that needs to be fixed close to what I'm fixing, not far away, so that it kind of maintains that same texture that's already there. And it's not picking up a texture from somewhere else. Okay, so you want to try to match the pixels as close to possible in the area that you're fixing when you're doing this. Because otherwise you'll get a little bit of a texture and it'll end up looking worse than what you were trying to fix sometimes. So you just want to, work slow, work close in the area that you're trying to fix, zoom in and concentrate on that area. You see, I made another texture there that doesn't look natural. So I'm just clicking around, paying attention to where my crosshair is. And I may need to decrease the size of the brush. And again, I don't like the way that looks, so I'm going to go get my eraser and erase that part that I just fixed because I don't like the way it looks. Okay, so that is why you are using the blank layer and not working on the background layer. Working on that blank layer allows you to erase what you've worked on if you don't like the way it looks. Okay, if you do it directly on that background layer and you don't like the way it looks, and say you're working on it, you close the file and you come back and you realize, wow, I don't really like the way that looks. You can't fix that at that point. You have to just start over from the new image, open up the original image all over again and start working. And then the last tool is the clone stamp. And that works the same way by holding down your Option key and sampling good pixels to put over bad pixels. You want to make sure that your sample source is all layers here at the end of your options bar for this tool. So make sure it says all layers. And that way it's going to grab the pixels from the background layer and then add it, put it on top of that blank layer. So again, if you don't like the way it looks, you can erase that part of the image. Okay, so I'm just taking my time. I'm just clicking around, paying attention to where that crosshair is. And remember, with the clone stamp, it takes an exact copy, excuse me, an exact copy of what you have sampled. So I showed that same example on the first image. Say I want to duplicate her eye to fix that part of the eye that's damaged. Then I can do that. It's not quite lining up right, but you get the idea that whatever you're sampling, you are duplicating on the image somewhere, okay, with the clone stamp. So if I wanted to do some abstract image like that, then you can, but you know, you're trying to fix at this, with this image, you're trying to fix it. So I can take my eraser and then erase all of that I just did on there. Okay. So the clone stamp, as it says, it's cloning pixels, exact pixels, and putting it down on another place in your image. So you want to, you know, pay attention to where that crosshair is. Pay attention where the crosshair is and where you're putting down the pixels. Because see, I'm not paying attention, and I'm adding another eye. I'm adding eyebrows. I'm adding, you know, her nose, her mouth. So those crosshairs is what you have to pay attention to. Okay. So again, you're going to work on 3 images total, the spotted, the one that I did in the first video, and then 2 of these other ones of your choice. So take your time. You have next week to work on them, all next week to work on them. And then I will check in with everybody on Monday or Wednesday to see how everybody's doing. And again, any questions or anything, concerns, email me through Canvas or through Gmail, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And hope you have a good weekend and a good week. And again, I will check in with you on Monday or Wednesday.